Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Piglet here once again, and I'm back for some more yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more Let's Play of Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz for the Nintendo Wii. So, last time we have managed to able to conclude World 1, which is of course Monkey Island, and also we managed to beat the likes of the first boss in this game, which appears to be, well, Tori, as far as I'm aware. So today for this episode is the fact that we're about to be continuing things on, and here we go on to World 2, which is Jumble Jungle. So either way, that is going to take place in the jungles to be expected at this point, and hopefully by that time is the fact that the majority of the videos might go a little bit more shorter from the very beginning, but still likely in World 4 and 5 and onwards, it makes it a little bit slightly longer. Well, if only because of the fact that eventually at this point, I will eventually gonna lose a life at any point. So, anyways, let's get this thing to it with World 2 in Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz. So, as you can see, on the top left corner, I'm actually be selecting a different monkey this time around, which appears to be, well, of course, Mimi. So either way, which, if you remember from the likes of the history of Super Monkey Ball stuff, she used to be, well, she's actually the forms of Ai's girlfriend, apparently, because, well, you might as well find out during at that time, whenever we might do a redo Let's Play of Super Monkey Ball 2 or something, or maybe Super Monkey Ball Deluxe for the third time, or even just trying to make the quality even much more better, but, it might be a little bit too early to discuss at this point, because either way though, we are still mainly focusing on this at this point. So, either way, there's not much else to really say about it. So, yeah, today's day is the forms of the 16th of October, so in this case we've already got about 2 more days to go, specifically for the actual new Shaun the Sheep the movie was going to be released, which is called Farmageddon, a Shaun the Sheep the movie, or if I like to call it, Shaun the Sheep the movie 2 Farmageddon. So either way, I just really like to call it that because it's more likely a second movie of any sorts with Shaun the Sheep, but that's as far as I can usually always call it. So for some reason, this particular version of this game always seemed to love the actual Super Monkey Ball Touch and Roll music, because as far as I'm aware, do you remember in Monkey Island, I think that particular music in the background was heavily borrowed from Monkey Ball Touch and Roll, which is to be more specifically Wet and Windy, which is apparently the first world in that particular game, Touch and Roll. And also in this particular world's music that is actually based off from, I think it was actually based off from World 4 music, the one where you have to go through rumbling waterfall kind of environment, because either way though, because I seem to recognize most of the music in this game from the likes of, you know, from Touch and Roll and stuff, because compared to the HD remaster of this entire game, I've noticed in some other worlds may actually replace as in like some sort of a different music. But we'll point things out whenever we do a Let's Play of the forms of the HD version of this game though, just so that I can able to... Whoa! Goodness gracious me, I almost died right there for that specific jump. But a good thing for me though, I managed to able to make it on that specific spot, so... Hey, look at that, we have ourselves a Dreamcast logo, but except it's on the wrong way round, and plus because it's on the fact that the end point, at the end point rather, was actually on the left instead of the right, so I'll just make it point things out because I think that this level might be slightly similar to the one level from Touch and Roll as well, but either way though, that's not much else to really say about this though. Oh yeah, eventually at this point, especially noticeable in level 5 I believe, we might actually come across into the only Monkey Ball game to be able to feature not only 1 minute, if you couldn't tell for the majority of the levels, but also, if we jump into this level here, we got 2 minutes as you can see right there, or to be more accurate, 120 seconds, so... That's pretty cool though, especially because compared to their future games like specifically Step and Roll, 3D, and Banana Splits most likely, they're most likely stuck with focusing on, well, specifically 60 seconds, or in this case a minute. So, you can take a shortcut as you can see right there, but it actually takes you to the, you know, a bunch of bananas as you can see right there. It's a very good way to able to actually grind for some more extra lives if you can, so... that's good enough as it goes by, because either way though, this game is still generous with you when it comes to giving you extra lives and all that stuff, because compared to Super Monkey Ball 1, and especially noticeable with Super Monkey Ball 2, and especially noticeable with Junior, and even Deluxe as a result, and I believe possibly Touch and Roll, oh wait, Touch and Roll already has like 10 bananas so you can able to actually get your extra life and stuff, but normally in the previous games, specifically Monkey Ball 1, 2, Junior, and Deluxe especially, that if you collect like 100 of those bananas, well, it gives you an extra life. But I'm presuming until it gets to the point until Super Monkey Ball Adventure, well, basically it gets like 50 bananas to get an extra life if you go for a challenge mode, so that might be the only differences I can think of, but as far as this point in time, when it comes to doing some of these Monkey Ball Let's Plays, because at this point, whenever we get to 2021, oh my god, the series might actually become like, I don't know, 20 years old, or in this case, 2 decades old, which I still can't believe how that usually just goes like flying by when it comes to days alike, so... But anyway though, so let's go ahead and just be very careful around here, so make sure we don't took off by the forms of that seesaw platform, and eventually we might come across into ourselves these very, well, it's not so bad in this world though, but it's so likely the final world of the game that gets really irritating though, especially how downright luck-based that can be. But we'll save that until for later, well, in a future time anyway though, so now let's move on to Level 8 in Jumble Jungle, and after that we'll tackle through the next boss in the game, so... I wonder who else is going to be, what we're going to be faced off against, we'll never know until whenever we're able to come across into one, so... Not much else to really talk about though, and besides about the fact that speaking of Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD, I recently managed to pre-order that game for both on... Oh, there's my first death of the actual Let's Play of this game. To be expected, because at this point in time, that the level layout might get a little bit trickier for you, but luckily for me, I can just simply manage to perform a nice little treatment shortcut, as you can see right there. So, that way I can't be bothered to able to actually go for this normal pathway, if you couldn't tell. Yes, this game does have replay support, which, unlike, funnily enough though, is the fact that unlike the HD remaster of this game, they just simply can't be bothered to able to add in replayability and stuff like that by simply able to save your replays and save them onto your replay data for some reason though. Although maybe I haven't really checked on it properly though, but that's just how it is. Alright, so let's move on to this next boss in this game. He is actually known as, I would say, Bazooka Baboon, which because if you couldn't tell with the actual face, or if you like to call this, I would say the other name for it is the Mega Monkey 9000. So basically this entire battle works is the fact that, as you can see, that he's constantly firing his missile, and what you do with the missiles for? Well, we need to jump onto its weak spots, and that way it deals the damage. For whatever reason, whenever I managed to first time play this game though, I have no idea how do I supposed to deal with him at first, but later on though, especially noticeable in 2019 at this point, I know exactly how to deal with him, because that way, it just makes some boss fights a little bit more easier, but eventually at this point, it will start to get a little bit more tricky and difficult, mainly with World 5, because either way, we'll point things out whenever we get to it at some point next week, so... But anyways, the actual, I can't remember what his name actually, Bazooka Baboon is actually defeated for Mega Monkey 9000, so that pretty much takes care of World 2, which is Jumble Jungle, so we got 2 pieces of those golden bananas, so either way, yeah, we're done. 2 worlds down, and only about 8 more to go. So, despite the fact that some of these worlds can go down pretty shortly, as you can probably tell. So, again, not much else to really talk about this, I'm afraid, guys. But either way, though, that's as far as we can able to think about it. So, once again, we still got staff credits here. So, yeah, join me next time on Let's Play Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz. It's the fact that we're going to be moving on to World 3, which is Smooth Sherbert, which perhaps is one of my favorite worlds in the whole entire game. So anyway, see you guys next time. Later, fellas.